Here at the CDMO facility, we're able to handle all classifications of potent products. We're able to do that because of the facility that we have created here. We have grade C potent capable handling rooms. And these rooms allow us to handle the potent products because of the airflow and the nature of the HEPA filters that we use in these rooms. We also have isolators located in each of our areas that allow us to contain these powders and keep them away from our employees. We take it one step further past the engineering controls, and we look at procedural controls for our employees. Our employees are required to change into scrubs, and then depending on the API that they're handling that day, they were required to put on a bunny suit on top of their scrubs for a second level of protection. We also utilize various different types of respirators for their protection, including PAPRs. Procedural-wise then, when a new API comes in, we look at it on a case-by-case basis. We give it to our safety team to do an evaluation of that, and if needed, we use industry experts to take a further look into the safety classification. We're able to do this then for all of our clients because we have cleaning procedures in place for our equipment and for our facility. So once an API leaves that room is cleaned top to bottom, that equipment is cleaned top to bottom, and then our analytical group would come in and swab different areas on the ceilings and floors and door handles, benches, all different types of equipment, and then they would analyze that on an HPLC to ensure that there is no carryover of that potent API into the next client's product. We get involved as early as formulation for our clients. Many clients have come to us with just their straight API and asked us how to get that into a formulation. We've worked on many different formulations for these highly potent products, which include liquid fill capsules, powder fill capsules. We're able to wet nanomill for our clients. We're able to outsource terminally sterilization for injectables for our clients. Suspensions, solutions, you name it, we've worked on almost every dosage form. And we're able to do this because we have formulators on staff. So when a client comes with his API, our formulator can grab a manufacturing employee and work in the formulation suite to develop their formulations. What we've utilized in the past then is the analytical team will use a protocol to start testing these to see if we have breakdowns over 2 weeks or 4 weeks, or really however long the client would like to stress his molecule in that formulation. We would have the stability chambers to be able to do that on site for our clients. What we've utilized here, and it creates this seamless integration from formulation into GMP manufacturing, is that formulator is utilizing manufacturing employees to make the formulations. Those same employees then will take that product, that project for a client across the hallway, so to say, into our GMP suites, and they'll be responsible for manufacturing that exact same formulation, but underneath GMP suites for our clients. And again, we then take the analytical testing that the analytical team has developed all throughout this process, so the timeline is not extended. They're working separately on the HPLC assays and DISO methods, related compounds, and the various methods that our clients require, so that when we actually make the GMP product, our analytical lab is ready to go with monographs to test it, so then we can release it for GMP clinical studies. Our unique capabilities in handling controlled substance would include the wet nanomilling that we can do for our clients. Utilizing this technology in liquid fill capsules, we're able to get down to very small dosage levels, which is usually desired in this space with controlled substances and potent products such as psychedelics or CBDs. What we're able to do then is, because it is wet nanomilling or liquid filled, it is a wet compound then, so it kind of declassifies the safety classification for our employees here. In the lab, we're set up with isolation booths and glove boxes in order to protect them when they're doing the testing for that. One step further with controlled substances would be the handling right in the warehouse, right? So we have DEA cages for schedules 3 through 5 here in our warehouse. We also have reach-in safes for schedules 1 and 2. We're able to set up utilizing the DEA 222 forms to arrange any shipping for our clients. We also have ICH stability chambers. So after the drug is manufactured, we can place it on stability, including controlled substances we can place on stability to do the testing then over the next 3 years. Another unique capability that we would have here is we're able to manage the shipping of these controlled substances for our clients. Utilizing our shipping vendors, it just creates one less hassle for a client. As you can imagine, shipping of controlled substances and all the forms that go along with it can be very difficult. We're able to do that for our clients. I got started in my career by obtaining a chemistry degree at a university. When I went out to look for jobs, I've always been drawn to the healthcare side of it, coming from a family full of doctors. Instead of going on the tail end, I decided to go on the front end and actually learn about how to manufacture the drugs that my family was administering in the hospitals. I was able to start at a small CDMO in the chemistry field in their lab and able to work through that organization, eventually landing in manufacturing